We made it. We made it to the last day of 2020. I can't fucking believe it, but we're here, baby. This has been the weirdest year, the longest year, but also the shortest year at the same time. And I'm not really sure how that's even possible, but that's what it feels like to me. I don't know if that's what it feels like to you too, but we started, like, January felt normal. February felt normal. And then March happened. But for me, the shit hit the fan before March. February 27th, I got fired from my job, and it was so unexpected. I worked at a logistics company, and I had worked there for over 4 years, and I transitioned from an operations role into a marketing role. And the goals were never really very clearly defined for what I was supposed to be doing. I approached the owner of the company and I said, "Hey, would you like somebody to help out with social media and like email marketing and stuff like that?" And he said, "Yeah, let me get back to you." And so then he came back to me and said, "Hey, we're going to create a marketing position for you." But it was like bigger than what I was really asking for, which was good. I thought, I was going to be helping out in every aspect of marketing, and eventually they were telling me I was eventually going to have people working under me and stuff like that. But the goals weren't clearly defined. The ad budgets weren't very clearly defined. My role wasn't clearly defined. And so it was one of those things where it went on for a few months, and I was doing what I thought the best I could, as far as social media management and trying to get more leads for the company, working on our website, working on our, like, everything to try to get more leads for the salespeople. And I went into work like normal in February, and they just said, "Hey, can we talk to you in the office for a minute?" And I was like, "Okay." I went in there and they let me go, and it was so weird. It was so weird, unexpected, and they didn't even really have much of an explanation for it. It was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna not focus so much on marketing. We're gonna pour our money into other resources for the salespeople and for the operations people." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." And I was like, "Well, what if I went back to like my old position here? Would there be an opening?" And they basically said no. And he was like, "Well, you never know what'll happen later on." But yeah, they let me go in February, and I was like, "Fuck, that sucks." I really liked working there. And then I started looking for other jobs. I kind of went into a little bit of a mild panic, like, shit, I mean, I had a mortgage, I had a car payment, I had student loans, I had a lot of stuff to pay for. And I went into panic mode about finding another job. And then COVID hit. And it changed everything. I had an interview that went well, and I thought, it's a shoo-in. I'm going to get this job. But then they sent me an email like, "Hey, we're actually putting hiring on hold because of the pandemic." And so I didn't get that job, and I haven't got a job since. It's kind of weird. I feel bad sometimes. I feel like a leech on society sometimes. I probably could find something, but at the same time, I'm not in a huge hurry, because what I did after I got fired was I sold my house. I took money out of my retirement, and I ended up in a decent spot. But it's still been tough. And so I've gone all these months without working, but I've been able to pour myself into this YouTube channel into the podcast, into what I'm doing online, and so I think it's good in that way. What's up, Seeking the Center Line? Evan, how you doing? Happy New Year, almost. You're out west though. You got a little while, don't you? Before it's your New Year. So yeah, then the pandemic hit, and it was insane, and it's just been crazy since. This whole year has been wild with the George Floyd stuff and the election and everything that's been going on with that. It's just been bizarre, but it seems weird that Tiger King was this year. You know, sometimes this year feels really long. Sometimes it feels really short, but it's hard to believe that Tiger King was this year. It feels like it was like 2 years ago that we were all watching Tiger King and making fun of Joe Exotic. Nope. It was this year. So I went on Instagram and Twitter and I asked everybody to give me a going away message for 2020. What is your message that you have for 2020? And so I'll read some of those responses that I got. And I'll ask you in the chat, or if you're watching the replay of this, in the comments, let me know what your going away message is for 2020. See, Samuel's already put one. Fuck off. Yeah, I totally get that sentiment. By the way, fuck off was my message to 2020, not you. Hey, it's okay. If you want to tell me to fuck off too, I totally get that. This year was a fever dream. Indeed. It's been the wildest year. The wildest year. I'm going to read some of the messages that I got on post about it because it was pretty funny. Fuck off and thanks for the memories. Thanks for the freedom, but fuck you. My mental health has suffered. I feel like there's a theme here. Goodbye, Trump. Go enjoy your victory at your hotel because the White House will be occupied. Thanks for showing the true selfishness of the evangelical church. And thanks for the quarter life crisis. Well, some of us are well past our quarter of our lives. Thanks for shining a light on how fucked our governmental and corporate systems are. Fuck 2020. I'm not counting it. I know. Can we just like write this year off? Is that possible? Fuck off and die. Someone wrote very eloquently here. Middle finger emoji. Thank you for teaching me that I can finally let go of religious toxicity in my life. See, 2020 is not all bad, and that's what I get from a lot of the comments that I got. It was awful in many ways, but at the same time, people took some lessons from it and had more time to work on themselves. Katie says, why you gotta be so mean? Also, I survived, bitch. What's up, Engaging Tragedy? How you doing? At least we got Daddy Biden and Mama Kamala. Kamala. I always say her name wrong. Mama Kamala. Yeah, this is the first year I voted blue. Crazy that it took me so long to get there. If you vote red, whatever. I don't care, but I'm just saying. Oh, I just came across your message here, Engaging Tragedy. Fuck you. Is your message to 2020 as well. 2020 was a bad hair year. Oh my God. If you only knew. I went through a good chunk of this year looking like one of the founding fathers. I think I got 2 haircuts all year. Maybe 3. I think I might have gotten one in January before all the crap went down, but then I didn't get the next one until July, maybe. And then one about a month ago. But yeah, I was looking pretty rough there for a while. I had the ducktail going in the back. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, indeed. 2021's coming. All of our problems are going to vanish. It's lovely. A big fuck you, but thanks for the life lessons. I've grown a lot. Fuck 2020 and all Trump supporters. It's not me, it's you. So there's definitely some messages for Donald J. Trump here. A big fat fuck you to Trump. I'd say fuck you. That's it. It's not even deserving of a long, cruel insult. I'm definitely feeling a lot of these messages. Thanks for the glow up, but fuck you. Kissy face emoji. Bye. Don't let the door hit you in the arse on the way out. Thanks for solidifying my belief that there is no God and for the strength, even if it was forced. I think this year did show true colors of a lot of church folk, Christians, evangelicals, you know. Fuck you for ruining my year. Catherine says, let there be events. Yeah. Even I, the most introverted of people, I'm still like wishing that there was more stuff going on. You know, I don't really do a whole lot, but it's like, at least I wanted to have that option of doing stuff. Tell 2021 to stop the airflow to Rush Limbaugh's lungs and Trump too. Wow. You did great for like 60 days. What the fuck happened? That's true. If we only knew what was coming. If we only knew what was coming in early 2020, we were just laughing, carrying on like, and had no idea what was coming for us. Yikes. It's been the craziest shit. I know exactly who the selfish people are in my life now. It's true. It shed some light on some stuff for sure this year. Got a few more messages I want to read. Thank you for waking me up. I am grateful, but with all due respect, fuck off. 2020 is a bitch that you hate and love at the same time. I feel that. It's like some much needed lessons learned in this year in some ways. But I know it's been really hard on a lot of people. 2020, eat shit and die. Don't force your religious beliefs on others. Another middle finger emoji. You were only the beginning, 2020. It's not in God's hands, it's in our hands. Buckle up. So yeah, a lot of the general consensus is fuck off. Corona, go fuck yourself. See you in hell. That's a good one, Will. Heretical theology. See you in hell. Oh, this is the truest statement here. We knew it was going to be a bad year when Kobe's helicopter went down. That should have been a sign. It should have been a sign for all of us. That was so awful. It was like one of those things that you just couldn't believe that was true. Really sad day. I don't really get too upset normally over celebrity deaths and stuff like that, but it was hard to see Kobe and his daughter die like that. It's just somebody who almost feels immortal just be gone like that in an instant. Terrible. Oh wow, I didn't know that. 2020 was my first year of admitting I don't think there's a God. Yeah, I'm thinking about all the people who are going through that this year. I guess it's good on one hand because you can kind of have that time to think for yourself and stuff. But at the same time, it's got to be tough because there's so much other stuff going on. Happy New Year's Eve. We're inching closer. I don't know where you live, but we're getting closer to 2021. Fuck 2020 and fuck Zoom meetings. Yeah. Well, luckily for me, I got shit canned back in February, and I haven't really had to be on Zoom very often. I've done a couple of voluntarily Zoom meetings. It just seems so crazy that so much has happened this year. Like, I sold my house that was this year. I moved this year. I lost my job this year. It just seems like it was years ago already, or like, last year at least. The damn pastors have been a big part of the COVID problem. Yeah. I'm going to get to some of that stuff here in just a little bit. I got a little segment planned out to go over some of these religious nut jobs that we've seen over this year. So annoying. "2020 sucked, but I bought my first real bed since I was a little kid for myself today." That was pretty great. Nice. It's the little things. Definitely. So now we're going into the roaring 20s. I guess they're supposed to be the roaring 20s. We'll see. I mean, technically we're in the 20s already, but hey, I wonder, when are we going to start referring to the years as like back in 21 or 22? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to keep saying 2021, 2022, 2023? Or is it going to get to a point where we're like, yeah, that was in 17? Or was it always going to be 2017? I just keep thinking about that. If you're sipping on something, let me know what you're sipping on. Personally, I'm sipping on Dr. Pepper and Jack Daniels. Not my first choice, but it's pretty good. This is like my fourth one, so if you can tell, sorry. Eat shit 2020. Yeah, it sucked, but I changed so much. I changed so much this year. I was cringe as fuck, but quarantine changed me. And I feel like I'm gonna look back on 2020 as a good year. A year that sort of forced me out of my comfort zone, I guess. It's weird because I loved the company that I worked for and I liked my job, and I had bought my house just like a year earlier, and I was feeling comfortable, I guess. And I had already started my Instagram for Jesus Unfollower, but losing my job propelled me into doing more here with YouTube and with my podcast and stuff. And so that's been nice. Although some days I feel like, like I don't contribute much to the world, I guess. But I have pretty big plans for this. I don't know that I'll ever be able to do it as like a full-time thing, but I got some good plans for it. I'll get into that too in a little bit. Yum. Ice cold reverse osmosis filtered water. I don't drink all that often. I usually drink I drink coffee, iced coffee every day. And then for the most part, I'd switch to sparkling water. Sometimes I mix it with cranberry juice, and that's what I drink the rest of the day. I try not to drink too much soda because I'll be obese than I am now. So I try to just drink a lot of I need to just drink regular water, but I like the bubbles. It gives me the soda effect without having to actually drink it. I started with champagne, but I moved on to cocktail flavored jelly beans. So does that mean that they just taste like cocktails? Do they actually have any alcohol in them, or are they just regular ass jelly beans? Are you wussing out on me? And vaping. THC, Delta 8. I'm not sure what Delta 8 is, I guess. Having a life philosophy doesn't have to involve gods. There are many avenues to explore for atheists. That's true. Absolutely. We don't have to have something external to give meaning to our lives. Do I think that losing my job was associated with being an atheist? No, I don't think so. I don't think they knew. I didn't have my Instagram linked to anything. I didn't have my personal information on there. I feel like even if they would have known, it wouldn't really have mattered because they wouldn't have cared about that, I don't think. I think it was simply they knew or thought they were paying me too much money for what I was doing. And truthfully, they probably were. But I didn't go to them requesting this like high up marketing, top level marketing position. I just wanted to help out with some of the social media stuff. And they turned it into something else. And they didn't really give me any kind of clear guidelines. And so I don't know. There wasn't much structure there. And they let me go and they hired somebody else to do their marketing for a lot cheaper, I'm sure. So like 3 days later. So it was more of the way everything was handled that pissed me off. I understand why they might have felt like they needed to cut that money or even let me go, whatever. But it was just the way it was handled, the bullshit, beating around the bush, not really giving me any actual reason why they were letting me go and acting all buddy buddy. I wasn't a big fan of that. So, needless to say, if they ever offer me a job back, I probably will have a few choice words, but I don't think that'll happen. So, no worries there. I have a guest coming on here shortly, but I'm not sure when she's going to arrive. So, I have some religious idiots of the year that I'm going to name off here. Let's see if I can get this popping. Religious idiot of the year, number 1, old Kenneth Copeland. These are all going to be people that I would love to never hear their names again, but there's a good chance that probably we will hear their name again at some point. But this guy, from his fucking blowing on COVID, blowing the wind of God on COVID back in the this was back when I was still living at my house. So it was early in the year. It was like right around the time the pandemic started, I think. All down to his crazy laughter about Biden winning the election. Just one of the craziest people ever. And so rich from gullible people. private jets. He has congregations paying for private jets and shit. I blow the wind of God on you. Somewhere around the neighborhood of $300 million. It's funny just to see all of the different like religious YouTube channels and atheist YouTube channels covering these wackos. Everybody putting their own little spin on what's going on with them. Yeah, it's been a great year for evangelical failures and freak shows. No doubt about it. No doubt. That includes this asshole. I don't even know how to say his last name. I always just say fucked because it's more fun to say. So Sean fucked, the Christian Nickelback, with his traveling the whole country, actually being illegally allowed to do this because it's considered a form of protesting. So he gets to put on these humongous events where nobody's wearing masks. And then he's got the audacity to put out Jesus Christ Super Spreader t-shirts. No telling how much money he's made during the pandemic, where people are just dying and getting really sick. And this guy's capitalizing off of it. Great job, Sean. This is a guy that I had never even heard of before this year, and probably most of us hadn't. I guess unless you're in the evangelical Christian world, you probably hadn't heard of him. But somebody that I would love to never hear from again. I haven't ever looked at his net worth, but I'm sure he's not poor. Paula White, Trump's spiritual advisor. Incomplete whack job. Like this right here, this is just like the picture of our country. So this is the 2020 summed up right here in one picture. Like people are dying, like they just love Trump to death, and they think that he's like the torchbearer for Christianity. We must stand behind him. He's God's chosen president, greatest president ever. Come on. Foyt, that's how you say his last name. Okay, Sean Foyt. I thought it was something along those lines, but I figured I'd probably screw it up. So, Sean fucked. Oh man, you hosted him? I'm guessing he looks like he would just come off as a complete D-bag, but I don't really know. Like a high and mighty type. So yeah, Paula White with the crazy speaking in tongues. The angels are being dispatched from Africa right now. There was a time when they were playing, when I saw that clip everywhere I went, and I was guilty of being one of the people to like share it too, or make videos about it too. But it got to a point where I was like, oh my God, I'm so sick of hearing her speaking in tongues. The same shit over and over. And it was every day for like 2 weeks. You couldn't get away from it. And that's just normal for people. I mean, that I'm sure a lot of the people that I used to go to church with, that was normal for. They think that that's completely sane now. And it's weird because I used to be wrapped up in that too. I used to think the same thing. We got anti-maskers. Some more of the crazy religious nuts. including this lady on the left who was rebuking the store workers, trying to cast out demons on what looks to be the vitamin aisle. So that's always fun. And then you have idiots like this on the right. What is that? I just Googled anti-maskers, and that was one of the pictures that popped up. I was like, of course. Of course there are people like that. That's a real cool protest, bro. Real cool. Then we have my favorite. I am so sick of this dude. I don't know if you guys know him. I'm sure everybody's heard of him by now. Greg Locke, another guy that I didn't know. I think a lot of these people I didn't even know until this year. But he's like threw a fit about Dunkin' Donuts, something about the masks, and just he's on Trump's nuts at all times. He came and preached at a church nearby here. His church is not far from where I live, an hour and a half or something like that. But he came and preached at my sister's friend's church recently. I thought about going. I probably should have gone. That would have been fun. And he just tweeted this a little bit. Well, he tweeted it a couple days ago, but it just showed up on my feed just like an hour ago. And I'm a little tipsy, so I was like, I'm gonna quote tweet old Gregory. We have First Amendment right to worship. If that's impeded upon, we will invoke our Second Amendment right and meet you at the door. We will not be bullied. To be clear, that's a fact, not a threat. And I just said, worship at your goddamn house, idiot. Or can God not show up there? Just so sick of these people. I'm over it. Idiots of the year. Plenty of them. And they have a whole bunch of minions just like them. So my guest should be coming on shortly. Just got a text. Yeah, I wasn't sure how many people would show up to the live tonight. I mean, I know it's New Year's Eve. I know people have a lot of stuff going on. For sure. I thought maybe that not as many people would be going out this year, but I guess people are probably still doing like house parties and stuff like that. Let me pull up that demon lady.
Really?
Off! Dad, off! Back off! You need to leave. In Jesus Christ's mighty name. No! Back off! Get off this idol! You are a demon! Get off this idol and find something! Have respect for God Almighty!
Really?
Have respect for God Almighty!
You are a demon, she told that lady.
That's right! Till I can buy something and then I will happily leave! I rebuke you all and cast you into the lake of fire in Jesus Christ's mighty name! Instead, stay off this island until I can buy something! Have respect for Jesus Christ's sake! I said get off this island until I can buy something!
That's so crazy. She's rebuking people on the fucking vitamin aisle at Kroger or something. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured there's a lot of New Year's Eve streams going on. You know, when I planned mine, I didn't know of anybody else who had one set already, you know? And then, because I planned mine a few weeks ago, and then as December kept moving along, I would see like, oh, this person's doing a live stream. Oh, this person's doing a live stream on New Year's Eve. And so I know, being the tiny channel that I am and the small following that I have, I figured I probably wouldn't have that many people in here, but still, I am very appreciative of the people who do follow me and are hanging out here live. We've got, let's see, 1 hour, 19 minutes, 50 seconds in the Eastern time zone until 2021 is here. What did I walk into? Yeah, I was just talking about some of the religious crazies from this year. So that's what you just walked into. This lady on the vitamin aisle casting out demons and whatnot. Since when do Christians get to cast people into the lake of fire? I don't know. I think people do all sorts of crazy shit and just slap Jesus' name on there. The Holy Spirit, I mean, that's, to me, that's one of the most dangerous things, is like, God told me this, the Holy Spirit told me that. It's like, when you start having people talking like that, they can just kind of make up whatever they want and put it after that, you know? Well, my guest of honor has arrived, so give me 1 second. We're going to bring her in after a quick word from our sponsor.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life, nothing gets to you. Staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life, fresh goes better. Mentos fresh, fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos, the fresh maker.
Haha, that was me. That was me.
It was you. Oh,
Welcome, Laura. This is my sister, Laura. Welcome to the stream.
hello.
How you doing, sis?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'll show your display name so everybody knows who you are.
Yeah. You been drinking yet? Because I have been.
Fuck yeah.
A taste. It shall be.
I am on number 4, maybe number 5 of whiskey.
Hell, there's more than 4. So, and
and-
not a lot of people are going to get that reference. It's okay though. Maybe.
That's our whole relationship is built on movie references
Mhm.
that other people just won't get. So
Yeah. But Almost Heroes is the movie, and everybody needs to watch it. Great movie.
if there's a list of most underrated movies ever, comedies, Almost Heroes is on atop the list. And if you don't agree, fuck you. You're wrong.
I was gonna say, makes me think of the in what was it, Talladega Nights? If you don't chew big red gum, then fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah.
It's great. It's good.
What's up? What are you drinking? Was that the goose?
It is a goose.
Holy shit! What a bottle of Grey Goose.
It's a giant goose. I'm just topping it off. It's fine. 2 shots.
You're like that. Yeah, you're like that lady in that video.
In the cooking
just 2
show.
shots of vodka.
She just doesn't stop pouring for like 4 minutes. Exactly.
That's
It's
awesome.
appropriate.
I'm going to get to the resolutions here just shortly, Claude.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Questions the atheist maker. Yeah, I thought I was being clever with that Mentos commercial. Got like 10 views on TikTok. Check me out over there. Nah, I got more than that, but you know.
Well, yeah. TikTok it's a funny creature, isn't it?
It is. TikTok is really crazy because you can have one like I post so sporadically over there, yet my following there is bigger than my Instagram following. It's just so easy for something to go viral, and people don't have to be following you to see your shit. And so it's like stuff can just take off, you know.
I think that makes a difference. And but with what we've talked about though with TikTok, and it's quite frustrating as a content creator when you see somebody has like just deliberately stolen an idea from somebody else, and then the copied video ends up getting way more likes and attention, and they don't credit the original person. I always go and click that audio button to make sure that I at least like the original video, because it wouldn't be possible without it.
So what's your primary handle over there? Well, this is Laura on Instagram, for sure,
and Twitter too,
and Twitter. Yeah. If you want to follow my sister, because she's awesome. Her nerdness.
That is me. Mostly it's just Winona Earp content though. Just warning you.
Yeah. If you're a Winona Earp fan, fit right in.
Yeah.
This was the most. Do you have any kind of message for 2020 that you would like to leave it with? You know, because this was the most common.
Yes.
That I got.
But for me though, I mean, there's still a lot of shit, you know, that I did feel that way about. But honestly, I'm thankful for the year for a lot of reasons. You know, through Zoom, you know, I got really close to a group of my friends, and we wouldn't have had that time together had the lockdown not happened, because everybody was out of work or they were working from home or whatever. And it gave us a chance. It feels like it's been like 3 years now that we've known each other for that reason. Obviously some personal stuff that I'm not going to get into right now just because, but those things obviously wouldn't have come to light, and I wouldn't be where I am now were it not for this just weird ass year. So I'm actually pretty thankful for the year for the most part. So
I feel like we'll be talking about 2020 seriously for the rest of our lives. Like it'll be one of those, it'll be 2053 and we'll still be like reminiscing on this year just because it's so unlike anything that we've ever been through.
Yeah. And it's funny because like I've found myself in the past, and I kind of want to eat those words a bit because of it. But like, you know, I was almost a bit jealous of some of the times in history where they had some sort of significant thing. It just like felt like everything was so mundane for our lives. You know, like I said, pandemic.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah. I saw like a tweet that didn't age well, and it's like, what's something that we should bring back for the 2020s that was in the Roaring 20s? And somebody said pandemics, and they're like,
oh god,
where's it? What's your tweet that didn't age well? And they're like, it's like, it's you did it, you did this stuff. So, yeah.
Twins, Basil, twins. No, we're not twins. She's 2 years younger than I am, even though I look younger.
Fuck you.
No, we're not twins.
No, we're not twins.
Now I want big red gum. You know, it's never my go-to. It's okay.
It used to be, but I think they changed the formula on it, because the last times, like the
ravioli, they changed the formula.
They did, because the last few times I've chewed it, like my tongue like was like on fire, and I don't remember that being.
I'm sure whatever way that they could squeeze more money out of a fucking stick of gum, they did. That's like everything. That's
like, here, let's put something addictive in it, like cheese.
It's just gone to complete shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura, you're not going to remember New Year's with that bottle. You're probably not going to remember the whole fucking year of 2021 with that bottle.
Well, I don't hate it. Although I will say, when I started, it was just about here. I've only had 2 drinks out of it. This was actually given to my husband by his boss, who I don't know. I think he wasn't supposed to have it because he's not supposed to have it. And so he gave it to him. Oh. I don't really know the details of that. Yeah. I didn't say
Blame
that.
it on a goose.
Yeah, I was singing that as I was opening it earlier, and it was like, thunk.
What's up, big guys? 45s. Glad to see you here. Wait until 3030. Yeah, I don't know if Earth will be around.
Well, according to mom, the end times are near.
Yeah,
and all.
they've only been saying that shit for thousands of years.
It's been 84 years. Yeah.
So I saw this thing floating around. I thought that we could sort of look and see how much we have partaken in this shit. Have you seen this? Anybody doing the 2020 bingo shit? I've seen it on a couple of people's stories today. Actually, Hannah, I might have seen it on your story. But I was looking at it. I was like, I don't think I've done as much of this shit as most people have, or as a lot of people have. Zoom happy hour. I know you have, because you stay on Zoom 24/7.
I am a bit guilty of a lot of these. Yeah.
I did get on. Actually, yeah, I did get on Zoom in the very beginning of the pandemic, because I was like, yeah, this will be over pretty soon. Foolishly, like thinking that it was going to be a couple months or something. But I was like, yeah, we'll do a little happy hour.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Well,
I've only done maybe one or two. That's
the cocky nature of our country, though, is that things won't affect us, and I think that's been a big wake up call for the states for that reason. That we're not this untouchable thing that we've been grown and ingrained to believe that we are, because we're not. I mean, we've been fortunate in the past, at least during our lifetime. But obviously, if you see some of the old newspaper articles that people are circulating right now, like they're like, "Don't leave the house without a mask," and it was like 1919 or something.
Yep.
So
yeah, of course, our country's cockiness is just always tripping us up. Yep. Now we see Australia and New Zealand and shit like packing soccer stadiums while we're over here.
Oh yeah, I saw them ringing in the new year a little while ago.
I know. I said when I posted about doing this YouTube live, I'm like, yeah, I might play some games. And here we are playing bingo. I know some people probably thought I was gonna be like streaming Grand Theft Auto or something, but let's play some bingo. I saw this today and I was like, yeah, we might as well bring it up.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have had these Zoom happy hours. And I think a lot of people hate them too, like because you feel obligated if you're doing it with your work group. Like, cool, yeah, that sounds fun. And everybody's like, God.
Well, being that I'm a stay-at-home parent, I don't feel obligated that way. But now I have done the happy hour. I have been a homeschool teacher. That's been fun.
I have no children, so I've not done that.
I'm aware.
If you didn't binge watch Tiger King, did you even live this year?
I have actually not watched a single episode of Tiger King.
Let me just boot you off real quick.
Shut up. It was just one of those things. I'm sure it is. And we talked about it, and one of my friends, like, we call her Carol Baskin. It just was a thing, and I've never even watched it. So I'm just like,
bitch, Carol Baskin. You call her that bitch?
No, but we used to.
I bet she is one though.
No, she's not. You better stop it. I'm gonna get defensive now. Now I have cut my own hair, canceled trips, learned a TikTok dance. Have not baked bread, but let's see, bunch of face masks. My most recent one is this one.
Did you free space?
Yes, I freed space, plenty of it. Let's see, took a mask selfie. Yes, bench just.
Oh yeah, I did that one.
I've done almost every single one of these things.
I've never ordered groceries online in my life.
Have you not? Walmart groceries, amazing.
Here's the thing:
$35 minimum. You just go up there and they.
Here's the thing: I just filled up my gas tank for the first time since October 23rd. Okay, so the social interaction I get is going to Walmart. So I'm like, I might as well at least go in and walk around and get my fill of people, even though I usually end up regretting it. Just throw the AirPods in though, and it's not so bad. But.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Yes, I agree. No, I've done that too. But, I do have.
We have another fellow non-Tiger King watcher.
Hey. I'm not the only one. But yeah, I mean, like.
You all need to culture yourselves.
I will culture myself. But hey, real quick, just want to throw out series that I've recently watched, aside from Winona Earp. If you haven't watched Winona Earp, you need to do that. But I will have to say that The Wilds on Amazon Prime is
I've heard about that.
wonderful.
I've heard about it from you, but I think I've heard about it from
Wonderful.
somebody else too.
I'm sure you have, because it is fantastic.
Wild.
And
Oh yeah, isn't it? Was it you that was telling me it's sort of similar to like a Lost type feel?
yes, yeah, it's got
Okay.
Lost vibes.
Well, count me in.
Lord of the Flies almost kind of thing going on. But yeah, I was going to show my new mask, which I know like your following is probably not, because we're different. I'm not religious either, but
Oh God,
I am. I'm
Is it
into
a fucking Gemini mask? I'm gonna smack you.
It's not
an
a
astrology thing.
It's not Gemini either. Okay, you're a Gemini too, asshole.
I know.
Number
but
one.
astrology is bullshit.
Yeah, you think so, but your chart describes you to a T.
Pseudoscience. You know, Lee's a Gemini too, and he's nothing fucking like us. So don't give me that
He's
shit.
a May Gemini, which I shouldn't say that because my friend Stacy's a May Gemini too, and she's a lot like. No, it's actually a tarot mask.
Okay.
Which I know you obviously don't believe in either, but it's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
Tarot,
fine.
it's whatever. It's not like.
I mean, I'm not like organized religion. Okay, I have a level of spirituality about myself, but I'm more in the belief that we are. It's all connected. Like there's not some superior being that rules us all, and there's no such thing as hell.
See, I'm too much of a skeptic for that shit. I'm like.
And that's fine.
I feel like it's possible that there's something else, but there's no reason to believe that there is something connecting us or that there is any kind of higher power or whatever. Like, I don't want to believe something just to believe it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, given the way we were raised, like it took me a long time to even be willing to pick up something like a tarot deck, because like all I can hear about is like hear the flames of hell threatening my eternal damnation, you know, for many years for that. But like, I've finally gotten to the point where I'm just like, no, that's not accurate. And if this is something that gives me some level of joy, it's not hurting anybody. Like, just let it be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knox sending me an audio message.
Good to see you here, Ray. I don't think I've seen you on YouTube before. I think did you subscribe to me? You better have. All right, cool. You did. You and Hannah regularly say, well, guess what, motherfucker? In a panhandle Southern accent in honor of the Tiger King. There was that one guy on TikTok who was like Joe Exotic. He's just like him. He looks like him. He sounds just like him. But man, he's riding that fucking wave. That's all he's got. So he's like, yeah, he's Joe Exotic still relevant, right? Yeah. It's like
wouldn't you though?
Slowly dying out. He's like he's hoping so much that he murders somebody or something to get back in the headlines.
Well, I feel like I saw like a magazine cover with Tiger King stuff on it. So like it's still
he's a character, man. Everybody on that show is a piece of shit, but it's entertaining, you know.
Yeah.
Became your own bartender. I feel like we're kind of doing that today.
Well, I've been doing that many times. Yeah, binge the series. I did not buy a blow-up pool for the backyard. I don't really like to swim. Can't really do it. Well, not that a blow-up pool would really be a swimming situation. Watched a live stream concert. I did do that.
Let's pause for a quick drink break. And we're abruptly back.
Cool. I wasn't checking incident or anything.
That's okay.
I was.
So what do you think about this, sis? Engaging Tragedy says, sounds like pantheism vibes. We got a regular Einstein on our hands over there. Look, I used to say, and maybe I still feel this way, that I have more respect for deists and pantheists than I do for theists. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Should we really just... I don't know. Can we really just accept something because we feel like it could possibly be true? Like, or is it just a nice thought?
It's a nicer thought than theism for sure. And the thing is, I think for me, like it comes down to like you had posted recently about like, you know, the like audacity or whatever, like of like which way you go, like who's more
Arrogant.
Yes, thank you. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the goose. Sorry.
That's all good.
But you know, like to me, like societies like the ancient Romans and Greeks, like their level, their belief system, and those of like, you know, the indigenous people, you know, even in our areas, like make way more sense to me than the idea of like single deity at all, because it's arrogant to think that one being
turn this light off.
that one being can control so many different things when all these other societies had so many different gods controlling these different aspects, you know, like it was still it was a community thing. And I think it just like, you know, like takes a village. And I think that could really be the case, you know, too with religion or beings.
Yeah, because you get into the territory where you feel like if there is a monotheistic God, if there's actually like an interventionist God who can like hear our thoughts and prayers and he's allowing all this shit to happen, it's worse. So it's a better thought that there's a deist, that God just sort of created everything and then it's just like, you know, just sit back and watch and see what happens.
Yeah, it's like we're the petri dish of some giant child's science project or something. You know, I'd rather
Welcome,
think
Blair.
that.
This is Talk Purity to me, Blair. This is my sister Laura on air right now with me.
Hi.
Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but yeah, I'm like,
I was rambling. It's fine.
yeah. I'm gonna bring the bingo thing back up real quick. So I didn't do most of this. Watch a live stream concert. Nope. Socially distanced driveway hang. Nope.
I did that at a park. It wasn't a
I
driveway.
did learn a TikTok dance or two.
The only one that I sort of learned was the Weekend. Blinding lights. It wasn't great. I didn't do well, but I didn't actually post a TikTok doing it either. So
back in March, before things completely fell apart, I halfway learned the Savage dance, and then that was it as far as TikTok dances go.
you know, your niece could show you many different.
Oh, I'm sure.
15 years old, you know, she knows all of them. So
she would be embarrassed of me trying to learn. They're trying to show that I know those dances.
Probably not. She'll come up to me and be like, say hey to my friends or whatever, and she actually made a TikTok about me that all my friends got all emotional about. So
oh,
like,
really?
Yeah. It's like, she's like, you guys got raised by Karens, I got raised by a Laura, and it was just pictures of us together, and I was just like, yeah. But she showed it to me in person, so like I realized I didn't even like it on TikTok, and I felt like a total asshole. But then she found my TikTok, and it's like the one where I'm like reading the fic, and I'm like, please don't follow me on that TikTok. Not that she needs to follow my other one, but
Happy New Year. Headed to bed already. You hate to see it. You know, I'm older than you, Blair. You need to stay up later than this.
11. You don't even have a full hour left, depending on where you are, I guess.
She also has a job though and stuff. So
cool. I don't have one of those, so
she has responsibilities. Yeah, me either.
Can't relate.
But she did a driveway hang.
Cool. I did not buy a tie-dye sweatshirt.
I don't think I've ever worn that I know of anything tie-dye ever in my life. I can't think of a time.
I'm like trying to think because my memory is normally pretty good, but
yeah, your memory is insane.
Drinking right now is like I don't even remember where I'm at right now.
I watched a video yesterday because I watch a lot of like self-help shit because I'm depressed. There was this guy who was talking about like keeping your brain from shrinking and like eating omega-3, taking omega-3 stuff, and
considering we're not eating fish these days. Yeah.
He said an alternative to that is krill oil, but I'm like, he was like, well, depending on your morals or whatever, but he said that I'm like, I need to do something because my memory's going downhill. Yours is always so good. You're like, you remember that time when we were 3? And I'm like, no, I don't remember when I was 25.
Well, I don't really know why, but it's not like always important.
You remember
shit.
The most random shit, yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like I won't remember why I walked into the kitchen, but I'll remember something
that species of bug that we found behind the house. I'm like, no, what are you talking about?
Just flashback to that one planter that we had on the side of the house on D4 Loop, right? And I was in there and there was a garter snake in there and it scared me.
Where the little trees were?
Well, it was on the side of the house now, not in the back where it was like
right, but yeah, there was that little
it was like
indention on the side with like the little row of the tiny trees or whatever where you could kind of hide in there.
Yeah, I'd get in there all the time and there was a snake in there once, but I wasn't terrified of snakes at the time so much as I would be now probably, but because now I'm like riding a bicycle, I'm like, I am in imminent danger. Like, how did we survive as children? Like, there was just no fear. But the last time I was on a bicycle, I was just like, I could get hurt so easily. And I hate the rationale of being an adult. I hate it.
I was like, I might be one of the people who actually forgot how to ride a bike. It's been freaking.
It's not. Yeah.
I literally haven't been on a bike in 10 or 15 years.
You won't forget how to do it, but the realization of how easily you can get injured.
Probably the cardio. I'll be like, after 5 seconds of riding the fucking thing.
But well, I guess you were probably maybe a freshman in high school at the time. Maybe not even, maybe 8th grade. It's on Iverson Lane. Just down that driveway. It was like a 45-degree angle driveway, and I would just
we could fly down
wouldn't even be holding the handlebars of the bike, and it blind corner could just get knocked, just obliterated by a car. And I'm just
what story immediately came into my mind when you said
when we saw Andy get hit by a car?
Oh no, I was thinking about the time that you ran me over on your bike.
Yeah, you were trying to teach me what not to do. Don't stand up on your butt. You can stand and ride, or you can ride with no hands, but you cannot stand and ride with no hands. And
immediately crashed right in front of you, and then you ran me over.
Slow motion. That's great.
You made tie-dye stuff. Hey, no hate on the tie-dye stuff. I'm just trying. I don't think that I've ever worn any tie-dye that I can recall.
Hey, now
there might have been a time Becky or somebody might have made us a fucking tie-dye shirt or something.
She made us those Mickey Mouse matches. Well, it wasn't tie-dye though, I don't think, but she would have. But I will say I have dyed some fabric during the pandemic. I've also broken out the old sewing machine as well. But I dyed some masks for Docs for school. Made a little Grinch mask.
Oh yeah, you said you bought the masks for super cheap at the store.
Yeah, it was 75 cents in the craft section at Walmart. They're just plain white. But I got some of the dye and dyed them green in there.
I thought about looking the other day when I went there. I thought about looking to see what kind of mask they had over there.
Dye, and you can dye whatever color you want if you don't want it to be white.
So you're drinking vodka, cranberry Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Diet 5 cranberry ocean spray, actually, and Sprite Zero, because I apparently don't appreciate my body. And Grey Goose. Yeah, I know. Diet.
When is the last time you sat foot in a church?
Me? God. It actually hasn't been that long ago. I went to Hope's Church, my best friend of 20 years. It was her grandmother's funeral. Which was last year, I think. Time is like a fucking anomaly this as of late, so I'm not even really sure. I think it was last year.
It's weird because I feel like the first part of this year like really dragged on, but like after like the fall was gone. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's been very, very bizarre. And I've said that too. I'm like, this year is like the fastest, slowest year ever. Just like it's just been a blur. Time is truly a social construct. And this year has been proof of that. Because there's day and night. Beyond that, it's all a social construct. In my opinion.
I'm trying to think of the last time I went to church. Have I been since my last girlfriend and I broke up? I don't know. I don't think I've been in a church since like fall of last year, maybe.
Now I'll tell you, given the kind of churches that we've been to, okay, we started off in a Baptist church, pretty standard stuff, when we were kids, and then we went into the Pentecostal thing, so it was a bit different. But when I went to church with Kyle, my husband, when his younger brother was getting confirmed, it was a wild ride. Like, you just have to kind of follow everybody else because there's a lot of kneeling and like standing.
Catholic? Is that a Catholic church?
Yeah, it is a Catholic church. So it's just like kneeling and standing.
I went to one Catholic church when I was dating Alexandria a few years ago. When we went to California, we went to a Catholic church, and
it's
like
bizarre, right?
Pews and stuff, yeah.
And like what for me, it was like sort of insulting because like at the time I was still kind of clinging to religion a bit. I was obviously not a practicing Christian too much, but it still had a place in my heart a bit. And for to know like I didn't deserve communion in the eyes of the Catholic Church, like it struck me, like I'm like, but I've always been able to take communion. Why can't I take communion? And like, well, you haven't been confirmed. You haven't gone through this grueling process and given a special name and all this stuff. Like, it's like you get like a bonus name.
They literally think they're eating the body of Christ, though.
Yeah, Kyle has another name, and I can't remember what it is at the moment.
I can think of one. All right, let's see. I just ate an entire pack of cinnamon Mentos. Can we add that to the bingo list so I don't feel bad about it? Did you see the Mentos commercial? Yeah, we can add it to the list. Look, I got Mentos right here.
Just consider it your free space. It's for whatever you want.
I got Mentos handy, but they're not cinnamon. I shouldn't eat this. I'm drinking. What am I doing?
That's going to taste like ass.
It'll probably be some sort of chemical reaction and I'll die on air.
Like the fucking urban legend.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So
at least he died doing what he loves, drinking and streaming.
Look, I have to show you this because like it just happened to be perfect. Okay. It was in my drawer here and I was looking at some old pictures that were in here on my Zoom before I came over. And you might recognize this little punk duck. You remember that? Where I tried to do like clothing line, right?
Yes.
Back in the day. Well, I found some other.
I would still have that shirt, except that I'm like the Grinch. I grew 3 sizes. I can't wear the fucking thing anymore. But I wore that shirt a lot. I used to wear it a lot.
I still have the screen print template. I think maybe. Oh no, I just have the face falling ones. I don't know what happened to the punk duck actual thing, but it doesn't matter. But that's because that's not why I'm here. Like this is the kind of stuff. Is this
true
backward?
worship?
Yes, for you. Yeah, that was the kind of stuff at the time that I was making in my screen printing stuff, right? Jesus.
When was this? Oh, back then.
Oh my God. Yeah, it
But
was
there's
like
money in that though. It's like sometimes I'm
is.
like, God, even though I'm an atheist, I might like creep back into selling shit to Christians because there's so much money in it.
Yeah, well, I think that's where a lot of televangelists are. Truly, I don't think that they believe what they're preaching, and they know their market, and it's kind of shitty, like karmically, I think. But you don't believe in karma though, so you're cool there.
Yeah.
So but for sure, like
too much bad shit happens to good people, and good shit happens to bad people for me to believe that there's anything like.
Yeah,
I mean, not like the technical karma is like of Hinduism, I guess, but like the colloquial use of the word karma.
Yeah,
easy for me to say. I don't know. I can't believe in that. I don't think.
I mean, I can sympathize with that because, for my personal situation, I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like, what did I, like we were talking the other day, I'm just like, what did I ever do? Like I was so upset that day, and I'm just like, nothing. I didn't do anything. It's just like shit happens. But sometimes I have to believe for my own mental health that shit happens for a reason sometimes, because otherwise I think I might go crazy about it. So
yeah, and I think that's pretty normal though for people to be like, I have to believe that there's something, and so they believe it.
Yeah, and for me, like we've talked about this, like for me, like as far as religious things and like death and the afterlife and stuff like that, I personally think that reincarnation may be a thing, just by my personal experiences with some like weird ass memory feeling things, but
like a deja vu type thing.
Yeah, and just like I don't know, like my like weird connection with like the Titanic, which I've always said, like it's just like I don't know, like I feel like there might have been something there for me. You know what I mean? But maybe not. Maybe it's just I liked the movie and it was cool and that's what happened. But like, I don't know.
Samuel, I feel like we need to hear this. I have an amazing idea for a Christian yard sign, but I can't get myself to do it.
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, out with it. In the meantime, I got a question. Would you rather only speak in questions or only speak in movie quotes?
You already know my answer, brother, so I'm not even going to have to.
Let's think about this for a second, though. This is a thing that a guy that I like, Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income, he does this on his live stream. He pops up these either or. It's from either.io is the name of the site, but it's pretty cool. I feel like only speaking in questions would be difficult. And how would you ever really express how you feel? If you were speaking in movie quotes, I'm guessing you could like research the quote, like look up movie quotes, and there would be
exactly. Yeah,
you could
find
anything.
Something that's like so cool. I mean, like think about us. Think about how many the small number of movies that we quote every day, and it still finds a way to fit the situation.
That's true. Probably like 30-40% of our dialogue is movie quotes.
It's true. I can understand that. Yeah.
Here's Samuel's yard sign powered by the sun. Scripture.
Oh boy, that would be good. Just do it. Hell.
You would go with movie quotes, but I'm a university professor and do ask questions all day long. Yeah, I just feel like it only speaking movie quotes is like too broad, because you could literally, I mean, there's so many movies are out there that there's going to be lines where it's like, that's technically a movie quote of somebody saying like, yes, no, I don't know. So I'm going to click on the red and see. I feel like most other people will too. Yeah, by a lot, 72%, 1.1 million people would rather speak in movie quotes. Oh, here's a nice loophole. You could technically only speak in questions if you just say, at the end.
That's fair.
That's fair, I guess that would work, You could just do that. I like that loophole, Tavino.
Yeah, but if you're really getting into like loopholes, like all words are found in movies.
Yeah.
So
that's
really,
the loophole I'm talking about. You could literally say anything. Yeah, everything you could ever say basically has been in a movie. Just about.
I mean, look at Siri. Somebody sat and recorded all these like.
Now, if it was like only movie quotes from like 10 movies or something, it would be different. But saying movie quotes is a little too broad, I think.
Yeah.
I knew that you would say movie quotes, big guys. He's like a pop culture fiend. I figured you would say that.
Samesies. I love me some pop culture. Kevin will tell you that there's very little in life that I enjoy as much as digging deep and being like, where have I seen that person before? Such and such movie from like.
It's my favorite thing. I watched Inside Out for the first time the other day, and that's my favorite part about animated movies is trying to guess the voices and stuff too. Like who's saying that?
I'm like we were talking about. Like I'm surprised that I didn't really research too much about the voices because normally I would do that. I don't know why I didn't. Probably because I was too busy ugly crying because that's one of the movies that makes me ugly cry.
Oh my god, I cried too.
Yeah, Inside Out, beautiful movie, top 3. Other 2 in the top 3 are Coco.
It's a top 3 animated movie for you?
Yes. Yeah, Inside Out.
Interesting. Moana
is number 1 and Coco. Yeah. Moana came along. Awesome. Moana came along and did something I thought no animated movie would ever do, and it unseated The Lion King. Yep. Dropped it to 4. That's what happened.
Do you know who Samuel's talking about here? Because I do. I know who you're talking about. Kind of like that guy that always says, I don't know, really fast after every sentence. He's talking about Onyx the Fortuitous, I think, right, Samuel? The guy that goes, notice me, senpai, notice me. I don't know. Fucking hilarious. I think that's who he's talking about. I don't know. It just cracks me the fuck up.
I'll have to look into that.
Have you watched this movie yet?
I have not. I've heard about it though. It looks good.
I've seen a lot of people posting about it, saying that it was really, really good. Don't spoil any voices for me, Hannah.
I do know that most of what I've actually seen has been some frustration that the African American community has not really gotten representation in animated movies without being either an animal or a blob.
The token.
Yeah, so like give us a lead, give them actual human form, please. But yeah, I've heard it.
I knew that was Onyx the Fortuitous. I didn't find out about that guy until like about a year ago, probably, but he's hilarious.
I don't know who that is, so I'm gonna have to write that down.
Just type in "Notice Me, Senpai." I'm trying to find another one of these either ors. Always be overdressed or always be underdressed.
Oh God, overdressed because yes, because at least
wouldn't you feel like an asshat though if you show up to a barbecue wearing a fucking tux or something?
I would feel like an asshat showing up at a barbecue in a tux, but I would also feel like a bigger asshat showing up at a funeral in a fucking fucking flip flops and like a fucking dirty t-shirt. Always overdressed, because the thing
I
is,
think I would go overdressed too, because at least you'd be the best looking person there. Like,
exactly. And also, most of the time, if you're wearing like a suit, you can strip down the layers a little bit, make it a little more business casual.
true.
You can tone it down.
You shit
You
about a
can't-
tank top. And,
What are you gonna get a tied stick and be like trying to get the barbecue stains out of your t-shirt at the funeral? No.
yeah,
No.
that would be way more embarrassing. Like that time in middle school, I went to a formal dance and didn't realize it was formal dance.
Oh shit.
Went by myself wearing a t-shirt and jeans. Fucking, I think I was sweating the entire time of embarrassment. So I think you're right. I think I'd rather always be overdressed, but
Yeah.
this will probably be a little closer than the last one.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say overdressed. Although I was just talking to my Zoom fam about because I had this picture from the wedding, and I'm just like, this is the only time you'll ever see me in a dress. So just look at
Is
it.
that a fanny pack right now?
Fanny pack? Me?
I thought I heard you. Yeah, I thought I heard you unzipping a fanny pack.
Oh, I opened a desk drawer. I do have a fanny pack, so don't judge it.
course.
But you know what? Fuck you. What kind of queer would I be without a fanny pack? Okay.
So we got some opposing opinions here. Overdressed,
Yeah.
like a boss ass beach.
Oh, hey. This
And
old
then Samuel said
photo
underdressed.
This old photo of me also has one of your ex-girlfriends in it. That's fun. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all want to see it, don't you? I know you do.
Which picture are you talking about?
I don't even know if you've ever seen this one, honestly, brother.
From how
Okay.
long ago?
I was in 8th grade.
Oh, okay. I know who the girlfriend is.
Obviously. All right. So I'm going to show this, but this one, this overdressed,
Hold on.
right? You wouldn't want to show up to it like a bar
Oh shit. Hold on.
wedding dress.
Hold on. I'm gonna put you on full screen. If I can figure out what the fuck I'm doing here
Wait, are you full screen to me for your ex?
for the picture that you were gonna show.
Well, it's for my wedding.
Oh, okay.
That was the one. Yeah. So I'm like, look at it, because you'll never see me in a dress again. Because if I ever dress up, it's probably gonna be in a suit. But yeah, here it is. Hey,
Oh my god. Hold on.
I will leave it to y'all to decide
Which one?
which
was the
one
ex-girlfriend?
was the ex-girlfriend. Hey.
Hint: the one not wearing black.
As if that couldn't be more obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. The bro-sis dynamic.
We've talked about starting a podcast.
Yep.
Discuss. Give you a
We
topic.
just might. We just might
A
start
little
one.
verklempt. Hopefully you guys get that. Otherwise, I feel old as fuck.
The working title is "Our Family Fucking Hates Us." Isn't that it? Wasn't that
No,
gonna be the title?
I thought it was Two Black Sheep. But
Oh
hey,
yeah. No, our family doesn't hate us. I'm just kidding.
no, they don't.
They despise us.
They don't understand us. That's the thing. Look, I'm still a little confused. Oh God, I've lost my.
I'm gonna click overdressed because I think that's definitely the right answer here. Let's
It
see what
is.
the majority says. Yeah.
Yeah.
70 to 30%.
All I can think about it here. How would Dad answer that question? Right?
Oh my god.
Dad would shit himself if he showed up to a black tie affair in a fucking t-shirt. Okay, you know he would still be embarrassed as shit if he was way overdressed, but it would be much less so. It'd be much less so.
Oh, for sure.
So
He shits if he has to like talk in front of people or whatever. So like,
quick question: is this going to be available online after the fact, or is this a stream and done?
no, it'll still be up.
Okay, just curious because people might go looking for it. Just wondering.
Yep.
I've got no ice left in my cup, so this is going to be a lukewarm drink.
Would you rather be 4 feet tall or 10 feet tall? That's kind of like people are 4 feet tall.
I
Nobody's
am fucking 4 feet tall. Okay, I'm not, but I'm
Nobody's
5 feet tall. I'm 5 feet tall. Look, here it's funny because we have a step stool at our house for my son, who's 5, for him to brush his teeth and stuff when he was a little younger. And now he doesn't need it because he can reach, but because he is super tall for his age. But when we used to have it set up all the time, I would stand up on it and it's a foot tall. So like it would make me 6 feet tall. And I felt like I was 87 feet tall on this thing. And
Yeah.
it was like very like disorienting. So I'm going to have to say personally, I'd rather be 4 feet tall because I'm already 5 feet tall. It wouldn't really be that much of a difference for me to just be knocked down a little bit.
I'm going the other way. If I'm 10 feet tall, I'm looked at like a fucking idiot, but I'm automatically in the NBA. I'm automatically making millions of dollars being 10 feet tall without having to do anything except be 10 feet tall.
Well, fuck, I didn't think about that aspect.
There's nobody that tall. You could stand there and you could dunk a basketball at your head level.
Yeah, but you know what? All I can think about is how it feels to be at like a baby shower, birthday party, or anything, and you're like opening gifts and everybody's looking at you. And like I would feel like that all the fucking time if I was
true.
10
That's
feet
so
tall.
true. If you go to Walmart, everybody's like, "Oh, look at that tall motherfucker."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah."
How's the weather? How's the weather up there?
Oh God, you must play basketball. At least I would. And yeah, this is a good point. Shorter people live longer. I feel like if you're 10 feet tall, there's no doubt you would die at fucking 32 of physical ailments.
You go over there to the
I'm still gonna say I'd rather be. I don't know.
the Ripley's Museum up there in the Smoky Mountains.
A 4 foot tall dude. I don't
Stand
know.
next to that.
I'd never get laid for the rest of my life if I was 4 feet tall.
That might not be true. Look, if you go in the right circuits, what you need to do is you go over
You say
there.
circus?
No, circuits. No, you go over there to the Lord of the Rings fandom. They're gonna be like, look at this little hobbit, and it'll be fine. You'll be fine. You just gotta know your audience, brother.
I guess.
Gotta know your audience.
All right, I'm gonna click 4 feet tall, but I'm gonna see what it says. More people in my camp. I bet that most people went the NBA route. Anybody comment?
NBA, mother.
Somebody said being tall does not grant you basketball skills.
You know,
They
it doesn't.
granted Yao Ming that. Yeah.
All you gotta do is be a body to prevent other people from being able to make the basket.
Seriously, you can be terrible at basketball and be 7.5 feet tall and make it in the NBA. So if you're 10, it's like a guarantee pretty much.
Like fucking Space Jam out there with the Monstars, 10 feet tall. The blue guy looking at you. He was my favorite.
Most of these questions on here suck, so I'm trying to find
I have a question. Speaking of Space Jam,
yeah.
what's everybody's favorite Looney Tune character? Because I'm just curious. You know mine, I hope, brother. I'm not sure that I know yours, though.
Is yours tattooed on your body?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I know yours.
Guilty.
You probably know mine too.
I think so. Oh, yeah.
Southern Fried Heathen in the house. What's up?
Is that a
She's
tiger keet?
She's a local. Yeah, that is a tiger keet. Nice spot. I thought it was just a regular parakeet.
Budgie? Biger?
Tiger
What do
keet.
you call that? I love birds. I had a
Yes, Tasmanian Devil is probably my favorite Looney Tune. I don't know. It was when I was a kid.
Oh yeah,
doesn't
the
really
Robin
do
Hood
anything.
episode was amazing. I did love the Robin Hood episode.
Oh,
Marvin, Martian.
trip.
Great. Look, I've been trying to
Yeah.
introduce my son to some proper Looney Tunes, and we were watching the Hypochondriacat. You know, the sure mice guy from
That was a great
50.
cartoon when the cat died and they had to. What was that? What happened with that? Like
He's like-
Sylvester was dying or something.
No, it wasn't Sylvester. It was a different cat. But he's like,
Oh yeah.
it's like goodbye, mortal creatures. Bring. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
he really enjoyed that episode though.
I think one of the main reasons I like Tasmanian Devil is just because he was a fucking tornado, but B, two, he was I had the video game and I played that shit
Oh
all
god,
the time.
on Game Gear.
I played it on SNES.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
Super Nintendo.
the Run one. Yeah. Oh
Yes.
god, that was great. But Bry had the Game Gear, and it also had a Tasmanian game, and it was way harder. It was way harder than the SNES game. But
you want to do your best Marvin the Martian impression?
Q32 space modulator.
A space modulator.
Yeah, Marvin the Martian he's one of the goats too, for sure.
Yeah, my personal favorite, and it's like I will always probably be in the minority when it comes to those kind of situations, is Wile E. Coyote was the best. And I also like Tom, and I also like Sylvester in those dynamics. I like the Predator. I don't know why, I just do.
I liked Foghorn Leghorn too.
Even though
he was kind of a pompous asshole, though.
He was, and
that's not how you throw a baseball.
Yosemite Sam. Look, yesterday my son was
watching. You.
He was watching.
Invading all your personal space.
Yeah, but no, like
sexual predator.
Yeah, you really realize how much it really was directed toward like the soldiers and stuff that it was intended for back in the day. Because yesterday I was only overhearing some of the cartoons that Kyle and Knox were watching, and it was like Yosemite Sam was going into a brothel. He's like, "Oh, the ladies!" Like, yeah, I'm like, "Is he going into a brothel right now?" Because he was.
I'm gonna suck my dick in here.
But yeah, he was watching. He was also watching the little chicken hawk, the little baby chicken hawk. And he's like, "I'm a boy," or like with the little hand looking for a man. You remember?
Yeah.
So like
a chicken hawk.
It's like a lot of nostalgia happening in the past few days over here. So sounds like Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I say, boy, you don't need this stimulus package.
I say $600 is plenty.
Plenty for people who don't make
I have
government money. But there you go.
How the fuck did he get real? Like, how did he win? Anyway,
I don't know. I don't think that's one of those. Do they get reelected? I think that just they're there until they stop or move up, right? Because
I don't know.
I was trying to look into that yesterday because, unfortunately, due to family influence, I didn't really look into politics a whole lot because it was just kind of you were told who you were supposed to be and what you were expected, and for somebody who was really desiring to be what I was supposed to be and what was expected of me, I just kind of went along with things for far too long. But
all right, this is going to be the last one of these, I think, that we do. But would you rather be attractive but get punched in the face every morning, or be ugly?
I would get punched right in my fucking kisser every morning. Because
I mean, at least you could like recover. I mean, even if it's Mike Tyson punching you in the fucking face every morning, you'll be fine by like noon. Or you might throw a pack of ice on. I don't know though, but if it's every day.
No, but it says you're attractive. It doesn't say that you're ugly because of getting punched in the face. Because like, what is ugly? What constitutes as ugly?
I know. Look, but I'm not thinking about the appearance. I'm thinking about the physical pain of your alarm goes off, and you have to stand up and get punched in the face every morning.
Look, the pain of getting punched in the face in the morning could not be any more painful than my morning depression. It's fine. What? Who said that? Fucking Kentuckian.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. They love them some Republicans up there.
Okay. Pretty privileged.
Yeah, it's got to be blue. I don't see any way that red wins this. It's going to be like 77 to 23.
Yeah, because it doesn't say be ugly and have like money or talent or any like. Because and let me just be clear, like I don't.
You can scoot by in life being handsomely, like devilishly handsome with a shiner.
Yeah. You can just be like, you should see the other guy every day or whatever. But
Yeah.
now I'll tell you though, like, you know,
You would have black eyes and a broken face all the time. Though.
yes,
That's true. If somebody punched you and it actually like broke something, and then you have to get punched again the next day, and you have a broken face
and
already,
the next day, and the
Yeah,
next day,
and the next day, and the next day.
he made
Imagine that.
He made you a sweater of tears.
Yeah,
He killed
and
him.
he killed him. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Like, what is it? Your face would become ugly from all the bruises.
Yeah, I like. It's tough, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want anybody to feel bad about themselves, you know, because like, there's beauty in every person, and I really believe that.
Nah,
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
unless you're a shitty human being, then you're like not attractive in any way. Like if you're narcissistic and stuff, not attractive.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions? You probably have some. Yes, you. And also, people in the chat. Do you have any?
Well, you know,
What is this supposed to mean?
Kevin making a case for people. Yo, what is that supposed to mean? You calling my brother ugly? We look a lot alike. Somebody
No, I
asked
think
if we were
she's saying
twins earlier.
that my lawyer skills are pretty good because I'm bringing up the fact that you would, if somebody cracked your fucking eye socket with one of those punches, and then you have to get punched again the next day, and like, I don't know, do you get to pick where you get punched? It's pretty rough.
That's true.
Pasta Mike in the house. Homie from the Atheist Roundtable. What's up, man? I appreciate the kind words. I'm going to jump over to you guys' stream here in a little bit and see what you guys are up to. I know they're going to Atheist Roundtables streaming in the new year too. So I'm sure you guys will probably be going to like 5 a.m. These crazy motherfuckers over there. I appreciate that, Pasta Mike. And they're doing very important work too, for sure. Happy New Year, brother. I already wake up pissed most mornings. I choose ugly. Yeah, I mean, imagine rolling out of bed just to get decked in the face.
Can we punch back? That's my question, really. Like, and
Hands
who the fuck's punching us?
Yeah, that's a big question too. Because if it's like Rocky Balboa, so we might want to. Hey, good morning. It's time to get your punch.
Well, I mean, Sylvester Stallone's like 70 now, and he's.
I don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna take a punch from him.
I mean, I wouldn't.
You ready for your morning punch? Fucking thank you right in the fucking face.
Yeah, I wouldn't really get. Like, I've only been hit a couple times in the face, and one of them, like, I was slapped once in like 6th grade. And then I was punched once a few years ago, but she was so drunk. I was actually trying to help this girl up from her laying position.
The bar fight? Was this the bar fight?
It was a different bar fight.
Okay, you guys, Laura got in a massive bar brawl with fucking like you see in the movies with people hitting each other with stools and shit.
Yeah, it's true. Broken pool cues were happening. And the only person I've ever punched in the face in my life was a man, and he thought I was a man hitting him. So yeah, but you know, he threw me through some tables because like he had like 100 pounds on me. So
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall. Hell, I wish I could have been involved. I'd love to have been involved in that. Just fucking
okay, so
like a movie scene.
Here's the thing: my friend was singing "Break Stuff" by fucking Linkin Park and dropped the mic.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit. You know what I meant?
Don't you dare! I know. Freudian slip or whatever.
No, not a Freudian slip. It's a fucking Goosian slip. Okay, I'm drunk. Limp Bizkit. Excuse me. That's what I meant to say.
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park is one of my favorite bands. Okay, so like it just happened. But no. So Break Stuff happened. It was happening.
The big goose.
Okay,
I've been hit in the face a few times. You've been hit in the face more than I have.
God damn it. Okay. Anyway. All right. No. So this
That's
was
hilarious.
happening. Okay. This motherfucker was pointing a broken pool cue at my pregnant friend. He about got choked out by that broken pool cue, by the way. But I got thrown through some tables. But I thought he was stabbing my husband, if I can be honest about it. Because, like, all I saw was just some motion happen. He was just
Good God, it's Kane with a steel chair.
It's like an orangutan from Oklahoma or some shit. Sorry, WWF when it was WWF. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it was crazy. That night was crazy. So like all I saw was some like jabbing motions. I thought there was some stabbing, so I just like started punching the guy in the head. It was weird. But yeah, the big goose does speak.
The big goose. You think that's your new fucking name? Big goose.
No, this is the big goose. This is the big goose that's speaking, not me.
Big goose flowing through you.
Yeah, like Yuruma, the river flows through you. The goose flows through me. If anybody's into...
We're getting pretty close.
Oh, shit. We are.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions that you've made or that you thought about?
Well, I was going to say before we got sidetracked there
awesome.
that, last year, there was the Veganuary, right? Where you go vegan for a month. And I did do that, and I have not looked back since. There have been a few instances where I've accidentally eaten things that weren't vegan, but never intentionally. And so obviously I'm going to continue.
You're going all meat 2021.
No, I'm going to continue veganism in 2021. And I'm going to pick back up on my Weight Watchers because I did lose like 60 pounds the previous year. But, quarantine, I gained like 15 pounds back. I'd like to think that maybe at least 5 of it is muscle weight because I still have been lifting weights, but I do want to get a little more strict on that. And really, that's it. Like I have some other goals as far as like, maybe podcast stuff, but it's still not quite ready.
It's hard to know what 2021 is really going to look like anyways.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's hard to make a lot of resolutions as far as besides like personal development stuff, stuff to work on for yourself. It's kind of hard to know what it's going to look like.
It's true because I have a humanitarian trip planned for July. Like, I don't know if that's still going to get to happen. I hope so, but I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope for it because like at this point it's the vaccination is kind of slow going as far as when it's going to actually get to people like us, because you get the frontline workers and stuff, and then like the elderly,
like 15.
Well, we're phase 2, but there's 1A, 1B, and 1C, and only 1A has actually already happened or is happening right now. So like I can't be confident that that's going to be before mid-year. So
it's pretty awesome. Kane is her mayor. That's right. I forgot that he was a mayor in Tennessee now. Kane. like WWE Kane? Like 7-foot wrestler chokeslam Kane is mayor in Knoxville now.
Well,
Knox County.
He's not the only wrestler to get involved in politics, is he?
No, I mean Jesse Ventura did for
That's
one.
right.
And somebody else is who? Fuck, I can't remember. Yeah, there's been a few.
We've met 2, for the record. We've met 2 wrestling superstars. I think you were there for one of them. I know Perry.
I've met 2.
Perry Saturn was at a mall once.
I was with you.
Yeah, Perry Saturn and Mankind.
Yeah, at Six Flags.
At Six Flags, yeah. Really nice guy. Mick Foley. Nick Foley, yeah.
He didn't really have time for us because he was with his kids or whatever. But
Yeah,
understandably,
he was getting pulled along by his representation, yeah, for sure. But he was very nice, and so was Perry Saturn. We didn't really stop and talk to him too much, but I think if I feel like I remember, he did acknowledge us at least a little bit, and it was just like
you could never really tell because he was really cross-eyed, so we didn't know if he was looking at us or not.
Yeah,
that sucks. That Kane's a trash mayor. I guess you can't really backtalk him though. Fucking choke slam you through a table. Just kind of let him do his thing. He will
literally break your body. I would just let him do whatever the fuck. Just vote him out next election. That's all you can do.
For my New Year's resolutions, I don't really have that much because I don't know what the future looks like, but I definitely want to keep growing this channel like I have. Like I started the podcast back in March, and I technically started this channel at the same time, but I didn't really do much on YouTube until like September. I did a couple of videos back in the spring, but I didn't really like start going hard on YouTube until September. So I've had decent growth here. Like I'm about 750 something subscribers. I'm really wanting to get to 1,000. Would be great, but definitely want to keep growing the channel, growing the podcast, doing what I'm doing. Like I want to be on other people's podcasts too. I want to just do more activism when it comes to talking about religion and shit, because of course not all religion is bad. I never say that. I think people put those words in my mouth. I'm just talking about like harmful evangelical Christianity for the most part, and of course not just Christianity either, but like extremist Islam and shit like that too. But I just don't talk about Islam that much because I'm not super familiar with it. It's like the analogy that I made is if you have been force-fed black olives your whole life and you hate black olives, then you're more likely to talk about your hatred and disgust for black olives than other vegetables that you might not really like that much either. You know, that's why I talk about Christianity, because it's what I'm the most familiar with. That's what I lived forever. And it's like, why don't you talk about other religions? Well, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to speak from something that's not your experience, because number one, it's not a fair thing to speak about something that's not your experience, because you know we just get other people's input on.
Yeah,
on
I would rather
sort
of deflect, or not deflect, but say, hey, I'll let the ex-Muslims handle Islam.
Yeah, just bring somebody on that has actual personal experience in that particular religion, because I mean, Christianity definitely has affected our experience more than any other religion, because that's all we ever had.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. That's why this is why I do this, because she says that she wished she had that when she deconverted. I do too. I think about when I deconverted, it was like 2009, and I just made a video about this that hasn't gone up yet, but the only social media that was available was like, I think MySpace was already dead. There was Facebook, there was Twitter. Instagram wasn't even a thing yet. Instagram literally wasn't even a thing when I left Christianity. So there was Twitter, which isn't what it is now either. I mean, it kind of was, but it was, I don't know. I didn't feel like there was any sort of like ex-Christian community there. And then there was Facebook, which was people being like, I had a bagel for lunch or for breakfast or whatever. Like, cool.
Sure. Yeah.
It was just people saying what they were doing. It was nothing like what it is now.
Yeah. Yeah. Twitter has become a whole new breed. Even than it has in the past few years, because I joined Twitter.
I've been on Twitter forever. We probably started around the same time. It was like 2009.
Maybe even before then for me. Like, I feel like I joined Twitter initially like 06, 07, but like I just didn't really do anything with it, because I'm like, it was back when it was smaller.
Wasn't it weird, like when social media, when all that kind of first came out like that, I remember like watching TV and you would see somebody's name and then you would see like this @ like the handle bullet underneath their name, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then finally found out what Twitter is. But
Yeah.
it was kind of weird seeing that at first, like the handles and stuff.
Well, like even like back when MySpace was still a thing, like it's so funny because like people who were in MySpace in its prime, like we were like HTML fucking superstars because we could like we were changing our shit, you know, like putting the music on it. Like I remember my
that was
ex-husband.
dope. They should still bring that back of like having a song on your profile.
Absolutely, I agree.
That was so awesome to be able to go in there and change.
My ex-husband got
Happy
upset.
New Year, Samuel. Appreciate it, man.
Got upset at me because it wasn't a choice at the time, but I was getting a divorce. We'd already filed. And instead of married, divorced, I was like, HTML bitch, divorcing. Yeah. I edited that shit and he got mad at me about that. Sorry.
But it's like for the people who are leaving religion now, it's a different world, and I'm so happy for them. And I want to be one of the people who helps, you know, with the content that I put out.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the reason I'm doing it.
Well, you know, we
like this.
Yeah, Jesus.
Deconverting while attending a Christian university, which I'm sure is not.
Is it Lee? Is it Lee? It's probably Lee, isn't it?
Amazing to have a community here. Love your channel memes. Thank you, Haley. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, like for me, like really the big turning point for me, okay, so with religion was it was probably 2003, 2004. I had been dating a guy, which yes, I am absolutely aware now that like it was kind of like grooming and it was creepy and like I should not have been dating somebody that much older than me. I was 15, he was 20. Like, yes, I get that. But we had been in a relationship for like 2.5 years. We broke up briefly. A new pastor came into our church, and then I was like gonna get back with him, right? And we had been in a relationship for some time, but he was like kind of like an authority figure in the youth group. He was like the worship leader in the youth group, and he was, you know, whatever. And my pastor at the time was not approving of that, but it was beyond that because my best friend and I, we had been best friends for several years at this point, did not really include his daughter in our sleepovers. It was like just two best friends having slumber parties, and we weren't including anybody else. It wasn't like purposely excluding her, but he got mad that we were not including her in youth group activities. And he sat there and berated me as a 17 or 18-year-old kid about not including his daughter and all this stuff, and basically said that if I was going to continue my relationship with my ex, that I needed to leave the church. And so that was the first church that I actually got kicked out of. And I was like absolutely devoted to the church, and I was very like a devout Christian at the time, and it just really kind of fucking ruined me for some time. And so I went back to the church that I initially joined with my mom and my brothers and stuff after Heaven's Gates Hell's Flames, which is a fucking detrimental play if you've ever heard of it.
Oh man.
If you ever even hear of it, don't keep anybody that you love near it, because
you know what's funny is like some of the people that we used to go to church with are still posting about that, like, hey, our church is putting on this play again. Like they're still caught up in that shit.
Yeah, it's so detrimental to make a good person feel like shit about themselves, basically, you know? So like it's just shit. And so, but yeah, so like that's my experience. Like after that, it was never quite the same again, you know, but there's a lot more to it than that. But I will wait until we ring in the new year to get into any further detail of my sordid past.
I feel really fortunate to be able to deconstruct Christianity For one, I think it has to do with us not being crazily, like super forced to go to church as kids. It wasn't like a lot of people. Like, I feel like if we would have grown up in that Pentecostal church that we went to, it would have been harder to ever like critically think and get out of it.
God, I would not be the person I am today, and I could not be more thankful that we had that just slight reprieve in that our dad was never that guy. Like, we at the time we were so like concerned for our dad's soul, but the fact that dad was not.
Hannah and I have talked about this before. Her family was traveled with Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames. Let's do the countdown. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We fucking made it.
Hell yeah. We fucking made it. 2021. Happy New Year, guys.
All of our troubles are gone.
Yep. Erased.
The world is great now.
Oh, shit. Shit.
What's it counting up to?
Why does it say January 1st, 2020? What the fuck is this? Just kidding.
It's counting back up. We're going in reverse.
I was so worried that we were going to get the 13th month of the year. But yeah.
Remember Y2K?
Yeah. Fucking Y2K. We were worried that our computers were going to reach like fucking.
I was literally praying. I was at East Calhoun praying in the new year for Y2K.
I probably was too. Well, I probably was not at East
Jumanji.
Calhoun. I was not at East Calhoun. I was at First Assembly of God, Calhoun, Georgia. It happened. Currently, let me just tell you.
Happy New Year.
East Calhoun Church of God in Calhoun, Georgia on Resaca Road is led by an absolute sack of shit. Please don't go there. If you're religious, that's fine. Don't go there. He's a sack of shit.
Fuck off, 2020.
Yes.
It's gone. It is gone. Fun fact, it's also my dad's birthday now.
It is. Let's text Dad and say happy birthday so that he doesn't get sad because he's probably waiting on our texts.
It's pretty cool to have a birthday on New Year's Day. 64. 64. Wow.
Yeah. I'm so glad that he's gotten to retire because he's like a different guy now. For the most part.
Is it weird to text him and not call him? Do you normally call him?
I normally text him.
Sometimes I do. It depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I used to call him when it was like church time.
Ray, you don't want to know what it's counting up to. I don't.
But, you know, like...
You know what? I feel like 2020 has hardened us for whatever's next. Bring it the fuck on. I mean, what could it be?
Well, for me, you know, 2020, like I was saying earlier, like I honestly can't be more thankful for kind of how the year went because it made me face some shit that I've been avoiding in my life for a long time. Mostly my queerness. I came out right before my birthday, and like our family was like mostly supportive, but like now they give me shit about my veganism, and I'm like wondering if it's got like a little bit to do with my queerness, and they know it's not socially acceptable to be like, hey, you're queer and I don't like that, so they're like, are you like vegan? Spell. Yes, I don't eat animal carcass, thank you. But like, I'm not judging you if you eat meat, like it's fine. I personally don't, and I'm happy with that. But like, yeah. Like, why are you going to give me shit about that?
Nothing like going to Taco Bell and they get your order wrong, and then you bite into what you think is not a beef burrito, and it is a beef burrito. I'm like, fuck.
I would absolutely puke in my lap, bro. And I'm sorry that happened to you.
I felt physically and mentally sick for hours after eating that, honestly. I'm not vegan, but I want to go. I'm working toward that. I feel like once it's Yeah, that's awesome, Hannah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the end
Yeah,
goal.
cleared. But yeah, it is. And like,
I feel like I was live on Instagram a little bit ago because I was fucking tipsy, and I was like, why not? Let's go live. But
it's fine. Woo.
Hey, guys.
but
Hi.
yeah, I think that in a few years it'll be a lot easier to be vegan. It's not like it's hard now, of course. You're gonna be like, that I'm making excuses, and I kind of am.
No,
I know that I am, but
it's not easy. It's not hard, but it's not convenient, and that's the problem.
that's my problem.
For a lot of people.
It's still super convenient to be vegetarian. It's easy.
It is.
All I do is just eat the same thing and just not meat.
I can't lie. I like. There's been many times I'm just like, I wish I was just fucking vegetarian. It would be fine. Now, let me tell you, if you live in the Southeast, like we do, there is a restaurant chain called the Slutty Vegan, and it's getting bigger. And you may have heard of it. Right now, they have 3 like Atlanta perimeter restaurants, but they've recently opened one, or they are opening one in Birmingham, Alabama. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it is absolutely the most delicious burger you'll ever eat. It's made with Impossible Burger. I use it all the damn time. I make sloppy joes.
Think about how far we've come in just the last couple of years, like working toward veganism. Like we got fast food chains making vegetarian and vegan options now.
Burger King, Hardee's. Yeah.
Okay, even KFC. I don't know. I don't know if they're still doing it or if it was just a trial.
I don't think they are, but they did make plant-based chicken.
Give it a few years though. I feel like every place is going to be doing
absolutely
fake chicken or lab-grown meat or whatever.
Now, I will tell you though, if you're thinking about even vegetarianism, you have to watch out for McDonald's, because even their fries aren't vegetarian because they put beef fat in them. Just letting you know, because I didn't know that, and I felt physically ill after eating some fries.
I don't think I've eaten McDonald's at all in 2020. Like since I've gone vegetarian, I don't think I've even had the fries.
And then I looked into it, and I'm like, I thought that I read that their fries were at least vegan, but they weren't.
I ate meat twice this year accidentally, and both times it was Taco Bell.
Were you fishing? No. Sorry.
Both times.
Another inside joke. Yeah,
the first time it was at mom and dad's house, but that was like dad had got some beef burritos, and I thought they were all bean, and I chomped into one and it was beef. But then the second time was a couple weeks ago or last week when I went to Taco Bell, and they got my order completely fucking wrong. I just wanted some nacho fries, and they gave me a chicken quesadilla and a beef burrito, and I ate it all because I was starving, and I was like, once I made the mistake of biting into it and realizing,
lay off me, I'm starving. If you guys appreciate Chris Farley,
yeah, I respect vegans a lot too, because cheese and eggs are hard to give up just because they're in so much stuff. And like,
I'll tell you though, brother, like if you're careful, it's not that difficult, because Daya, number one, makes some fucking hella good cheese. Okay.
Where do you get it?
Walmart.
Really?
Yeah. Kroger is almost always, Kroger and Publix are almost always a go-to. They almost always have lots of vegan options there, just so you know. But
well, I mean, that might be all it takes, honestly, because for me, it's just like the cheese is the only thing. I already switched from dairy milk to almond milk. I already cut down on the amount of eggs that I eat.
What you can use, I know you don't like bake a lot and stuff, but like I made some like chocolate chip cookies, and I use aquafaba instead of eggs, which is literally just you buy a can of garbanzo beans or chickpeas, whatever you want to call them. You just drain it, and it, like, you'd think it would taste like beans or whatever. It doesn't. It does not. It operates.
It's just what you drain out of the beans?
It's literally what's in the can. You drain it out of the beans, and it literally is an acceptable baking for egg, and you'd never know the difference. I swear. My kid, like the kids both ate the cookies like they were going out of style, and it was.
Yeah. So for me, I think it just comes down to it being a convenience thing.
But it can be. You take fucking chickpeas. It is.
I just like being able to go, Papa John's, bring me a pizza.
You can do that with Domino's. Just tell them to leave the cheese off of it. My friends say it's bruschetta and not pizza, but you know what? Fuck y'all. Thank you, Dana Piccoli. By the
It's
way,
only going to be it's not going to be that many more years before Papa John's has like a mainstream vegan cheese
look,
pizza.
the UK largely has vegan options for pizza, like Pizza Hut and all those. Like they are, but if you live in an area that has restaurants like Your Pie or Mattio's or things like that, they already have Daiya vegan cheese. Just use it. It literally tastes better than dairy cheese. And just like do like sun-dried tomatoes or like roasted red pepper, and you're damn good.
Cheese is so delicious.
It is, but you know what? The reason you feel that way is because it has addictive qualities. Just give it up for a little while and you will be like...
It's weird how much I have not missed meat, though. I think since I've been vegetarian, I've only craved meat a few times, and it's been like just a random ass. Like I wish I had Zaxby's chicken fingers or like a Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's always been like fried chicken,
Well,
but it's only been a few times.
Let me tell you, for me,
and there are substitutes.
I've been vegan for actually a year now, officially. Oh, yeah. And the only times I have craved or like had anything to do with meat, I've had dreams that I've eaten meat or dairy and woken up so damn disappointed in myself. Like the most recent dream I had, I ate Crystal burgers in my dream, and I woke I was like fucking so disappointed. But before the end of the dream, before I actually woke up, like my mind convinced me that it was actually a vegan restaurant and it was just an alternative. And I woke up and I'm like,
the other day, and I was like, for 0.01 seconds, I was like, burger.
But really?
Yeah,
like have fun with that diarrhea, because that's what's gonna fucking happen if you haven't had meat.
Crystal was on my left, and I just swung right into Burger King, got an Impossible Whopper.
There you go. Impossible.
There are substitutes.
Yeah. Just if you want a true vegan experience with Impossible Whopper, ask them to do the non-broiler method, so they don't cook it on the same grill as the meat or whatever.
We're vegetarian, leaning heavily toward vegan, trying hard to eliminate palm oil products, and that's almost impossible.
Look, the thing is, we do the best we can do, because a lot of vegan products, even or vegetable-based, plant-based products, include palm oil. I am not that strict with myself about that. I'm not that strict about
That's why I say I don't know if I'll ever be able to call myself a vegan, even if I decide I'm going to try. Like, I don't know if I want to put that label on myself. I'll probably always be like, I'm a vegetarian who tries to be vegan as much as I can or something, Yeah.
Well,
hey, Leah, you made it. Happy New Year, Leah. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah. Like I try my best to not eat things.
Welcome to 2021.
That aren't vegan. I still have like a lot of like granulated sugar in my house, and yeah, a lot of it was probably processed with bone char. But I also am a big believer in the fact that, like, if an animal sacrifices itself for that sugar, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to use it and at least make that sacrifice worth something. And once it's done, then I'm going to buy only vegan products at that point. So I don't really bake a lot these days. I used to make my kids cakes and stuff all the time. But
here's a good question for my friend Southern Fried Heathen. What is your personal motivation for going vegan? Please share.
Do you want to go first?
I'll go first. Mine is threefold. First is I have called myself an animal lover for a long time, and it got to a point where I couldn't I couldn't reconcile it in my mind that I'm eating these animals that are getting slaughtered in the most unhumane way. And it's animal, like I look at my dog and he's my best friend. And I know that there are pigs out there who are not, I mean, they're probably maybe even smarter than my dog, who live their entire short existence in a cage or a pen, and they can barely turn around, and they don't ever get to see the sunlight. And I was like, there got a point where I was like, I can't separate the meat from the animal anymore. Like I used to be able just to see a pile of ham and be like, oh, it's ham. But I'm like, oh, it's an animal who died a cruel death to get there. Second reason is the environment, because these factory farms use a shitload of resources, a lot of water. Like they're just awful for our atmosphere, period. And if more people went with a plant-based diet, then it would help our environment tremendously. And third is red meat especially contributes to heart disease, which runs in our family. But it's the main reason is number one, though. It's the animals. But the other reasons also fall in line.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that on all three counts. For me, the change initially to vegetarianism happened after I went to Dragon Con last year, which is a big convention, if y'all aren't familiar with that, in Atlanta. And I'm a big fan of Winona Earp, as I've said earlier. But Dom, who plays Waverly, somebody asked her what her guilty pleasure food is. And she said, I don't really feel guilty about what I eat. Like I did before becoming a vegan, but like since being a vegan, I don't feel guilty about what I eat. You know, like if I find something that's vegan, that's a treat, like it's a celebration, not something to feel
Sour
guilty
Patch
about.
Kids.
Fuck yes. And Swedish Fish.
Sour Patch Kids are vegan.
Oreos, also vegan.
Yeah, Oreos are vegan. How about that? I learned that the other
Did
day.
you guys know that, you know, like there's vegan ice cream? Fucking Ben and Jerry's.
Well, there's
Like,
vegan chocolate cake.
Has like 5 different flavors of vegan ice cream. Just so you know. Yeah, you go to like Whole Foods or some fucking Sprouts or some shit, you'll find some vegan cupcakes and shit. Yeah. So for me, like, I didn't go vegan at that time. It was like September 2019, like the 11th or 12th, I think, that I'm like, I have been thinking about it, but like our family was so like meat oriented. Like I was never comfortable with being like, I don't want to eat meat anymore. Even though as a kid, I remember thinking that like, I love animals. I don't want to eat meat anymore. But like, we weren't really given a choice that much, you know, it's like eat or starve, like kind of situation, you know, like take it or leave it. Here's the menu, take it, starve, whatever.
Very much.
So when it came time to go vegetarian, it was super easy. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, I never enjoyed cooking chicken. Like, I didn't even want to eat it.
Cooking chicken is fucking disgusting. I don't care if you're a carnivore.
No, yeah. Like, I would not even want to eat it. I wouldn't even want to eat it after cooking.
It's one thing to like cooking ground beef, like whatever, but like cooking chicken
it was still difficult for even with the ground beef and draining all the fucking fat and shit. No, like
even before I went vegetarian, I still switched to ground turkey for a lot of stuff because it was less greasy.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And so like, yeah, it wasn't hard for me at all to change to a vegetarian diet. And it wasn't long before that, you know, it was only a few months before I was like, because I was always like, I'll never be vegan because I love cheese. Yeah, because cheese has a fucking addictive qualities in it. And if you're loving cheese that much, it's because you're addicted to it.
I know. I feel my own cognitive dissonance because I'm like, pizza is so easy and I love pizza so much. And it's just so easy to either get a fucking DiGiorno cheese pizza and pop it in the oven or order veggie pizza from Papa John's or whatever, and I'm like, it's not that easy, like to do it without cheese.
But you know what? Dia Pizza is at every Walmart. They have the
and so that's my
pepperoni, roasted vegetable, whatever. It's fine. It will be easy for you. I promise. If you really want to go vegan, you will not have an issue with it.
That's the whole thing. Is like I have the hesitation because of the foods that I like. I haven't made that connection yet of the amount of suffering in the dairy and egg industry, and so that's why.
Just understand how much pus is in your milk and cheese.
I know. I need to watch my friend Aaron's dairy is scary.
Well, really the thing that helped me, okay, because hey, hell yeah,
I was gonna go to Dragon Con in 2020. Me and you were gonna go. We thought I talked about it, and then we
can go in 2021. It'll be cool. My friends already love you. Fuck yes, Swedish Fish. I have.
Did you know they're Canadian?
No, I did not, but I love some Canadians. Okay, everything about Winona Earp is Canadian.
That made me think about Tom Green.
And I have Swedish. Yeah, I have 2 friends who are Canadian, and it's cool. But no, Kami,
Happy New Year, Kami. Look, I just woke him from his slumber. Look at this. He's like, he hates me right now.
But yeah, no, like the thing is, you'll be fine. I promise. Like it sounds like a difficult thing, but it's really not. Because, yeah, it's just a matter of breaking yourself free from habits. It's addiction that you need to break yourself from. And I promise, like, I don't even think I really even remember what cheese tastes like cheese.
Oh, Sam, I don't recall the taste of food. Lord of the Rings.
Well, I like my whole family, though. My husband, my children, they're not vegan. They're not even vegetarian. My son was vegetarian for a little while, and I was so proud of him. But now he's like, my daddy eats meat, so I'm going to eat meat. So, sometimes I'll make grilled cheese for them, and I'm just like holding this flippy, disgusting
processed cow tit milk.
Yes, Kraft. And like
Did you get Kraft singles?
It smells worse. Like, I don't know if any
at least get the good cheese and not the
because like broke as shit. But also not wanting to spend any more money on the cheese industry than I need to.
Big cheese.
If anybody has fucking ear gauges, it's not that different scent.
Ew.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Hannah has a dog that looks a lot like Comet.
Kami's a super sweet boy, and I love him so much.
He's basically a cat.
He is.
He just like kind of sleeps all day.
That's why I love him so much, because I'm a cat person. It goes with being queer.
He's the sweetest boy, though. He never wants to get up in the morning. He just lays there until I'm like, okay, we got to go outside. And then after we come back in and I give him a treat and I get my coffee and my breakfast and stuff, then he'll run over to my chair and like want to like lay in my lap again. I'm like, God, we've just been sleeping for 8 hours or whatever. But he's like ready to lay back down. / kind of look and see if I'm going to give him something.
Yes, that's accurate.
Cheese product.
It's not cheese. It's
cheese product.
Pasteurized cheese product. But even
fucking
still,
disgusting. It's the like nasty little flimsy. I like my cheese hard.
Fuck yeah. Give me that Gouda. Give me nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I fucked myself on Christmas because Dad had those fucking cheese cubes. And it was goat cheese, and I thought it was like either provolone or white cheddar. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna pop one of those bad boys in my mouth, and it was goat cheese or something. I was like, what is this?
You're like, it tastes like ass.
Yeah, thanks for the ass cheese.
Oh God. I'll be right back.
Okay. Logan is currently refusing to go out to potty. Oh. I'm lucky because Comet and my other dog that passed last year, they never really seemed too afraid of fireworks. Comet on the 4th of July, I was dating someone and they were shooting off fireworks in her neighborhood, and he was like in the doorway and he kept backing up every time the fireworks went off. But overall, they don't really get too scared. Comet doesn't get too scared by fireworks. So I'm lucky in that area. "2021, we have made it. We have arrived." I appreciate you guys for hanging. I'll wait for Laura to get back. Probably won't hang out for too much longer, but thanks for taking a little time out of your New Year's Eve to hang with me. Got the text back from Dad. Happy New Year. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I felt I was more buzzed earlier than I am now, and I've been drinking more. What's happening? Maybe I'm getting used to it. I drank the first drink that I had 2 shots of Jack in there. 2 shots and then Dr. Pepper. And then I've had like 3 or 4 more with just 1 shot each because it tastes better that way. Call me a wuss or whatever, but that's the right ratio. I'm still feeling it, but not like I was. I didn't really see many resolutions from anybody. If you guys are still hanging out here, do you have any plans for 2021? Any resolutions? Anything you want to change? Anything you want to do differently? I know one thing for me, and it's the same resolution that I make every year, is that I want to read more. I always say that. And this year I actually did read more, but still not as much as I want. But I signed up for Audible because that makes a lot more sense for me. I get too distracted if I just try to sit there and read, and I hate that because I like to read, but I get too distracted with social media, with TV, with whatever. So I signed up for Audible, and I'm like, yeah, go for walks. And it was easier when it was warmer. I read a couple books in a couple weeks, but now that it's like colder again, there's not as much motivation there to go out and walk around. But I need to. I listened to The Blind Watchmaker, and I started not misquoting Jesus. I did read a little bit of that, but I started The Founding Myth by Andrew Seidel about the founding fathers and how we're not a Christian nation, but I haven't finished it yet. And I'm also going back through The God Delusion on audiobook. I wish it were warmer out so I could go walk and it'd be nice and stay lighter later, but it is what it is. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know how it felt for me when I first came out, or when I first deconverted. I know how lonely that was, and not saying that anybody here is lonely, but it's nice to have community. After y'all's combo, I'm wanting to cut out meat. It's really not that bad. You just got to find like good replacements. I've I eat like the fake chicken patties, the Morningstar fake chicken patties, fake chicken nuggets, Impossible Whoppers. So it's like you can still eat potatoes. Thank fucking Christ, because I still eat like fries and
Swear to
mashed
God.
potatoes and fried potatoes. Like they're like the savior.
Just be careful. McDonald's not safe, but everywhere else that I've experienced, safe. But yeah, potatoes are like my staple.
That's the only thing about Burger King fries. You never know what the fuck you're gonna get. I went there the other day and it was like I told Laura, I think it's like tastes like, you know, when you get your drink and you take the paper off the straw and you throw it in the bag and then you're like, yeah, I want to grab a fry out of the bag. It's like I didn't know if I was eating a fry or eating the straw paper. That's how it tasted. I was like, this fry
I told him that I refer to those as diaper fries. And I know it sounds disgusting, but it tastes like the way a clean diaper smells. Slightly like
it's so fucking disgusting.
Like baby powder, like paper, like it's just, if you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. Like it just.
I want to go to Chick-fil-A and get waffle fries, but I know I'm going to be like, oh God, fried chicken sandwiches.
I call that murder chicken because they absolutely hate gay people.
You see what you did, Laura? Do you see what you fucking did here?
Yeah.
Poor Leah's just trying to enjoy her yogurt.
I'm so sorry, but it's got pus in it. Almost guaranteed. Enjoy. It's probably tastes fine, but it's got pus in it. Sorry.
Just keep hammering that point home.
But I also kind of read that as puss, so like.
Puss. Yeah, I love Audible. It's awesome. I got they were doing the special for like $99 for 12 credits for a year or whatever. So I did that. And there's a lot of free stuff on there too. Plus, if you sign up for Audible, you get your first book for free. So anybody who like wants to listen to an audiobook, you can sign up for Audible and get your first book, no matter how expensive it is, for free. So that's a good hack right there.
That is true. Yeah, I've seen that. Also, I'm trying to get into audio narration. So.
Oh yeah, Laura does some fanfic reading.
It's not.
It's
not. It's smut.
Yeah. I made the mistake of like previewing one of her audio clips.
I can't believe you scrolled into it more than just the beginning.
She's like, hey, does this audio sound okay? I'm like,
I
sure,
only asked him if it worked. I did not say, hey, does this sound okay? He's the one who scrolled into the middle of it and heard me.
For those of you just joining, this is my sister. And so I was reading her.
Sorry that you read me reading fucking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was listening to her be like, yeah, then I went down and ate the pussy. I'm like, fuck. Why am I listening to this?
But if you want to read it, we can talk about that.
Simple resolution for all deconverted people. Build your own meaning in life. When you don't have a worldview that defines your life's meaning, you got to pursue it yourself. Hell yeah.
I agree with that. Look, and the thing is, like for myself personally, and like the vast majority of vegans that I know, nobody's going to be like, hey, you're not good enough because you're trying. Like any small change that you can make to your life that is positively impacting the environment, we are going to be like, fuck yes, you do you. Whether it's recycling, whether it's cutting down on meat even once a week, or like what the fuck ever. Like everything that we can do is making a difference, and that is what's important. Like I'm not going to look at you and be like, I can't believe you don't eat vegan every fucking meal. No, I'm not going to do that because, like, some
vegans do that, but not many. Some of them are like,
but those people
just take the next logical step.
Most of those vegans are vegans for their status, and that's not like if you're doing it to be like a lot vegan, like fuck you, like you're just doing it for your own personal gain.
I know the move for me. If I watch some documentaries about the dairy and egg industry, I'll probably be fucking vegan tomorrow.
Well, and that's what I was going to say before I had to go to the bathroom. Okay, so like, if you watch Wine on Earth, which I don't know if you do, but if you do, like, Kat Burrell was had shared a video at the like Hormel plant, and it was showing them just like being absolutely atrocious to these pigs, right? Like, and at the time, I was
Hey, get your girl, keep her up. She's not that old. I'm older than she is. Sorry, go ahead.
I was already vegetarian at the time. I don't remember if I was vegan or not, but like I had switched to Hormel vegetarian chili, and I'm just like, yeah, this is a change that I can make. But when I saw that, I'm like, I can no longer support a company who is treating animals this way. You know, it was just like, it was just disgusting. Like,
I know,
and
and that's why it's almost like sometimes even when you take it a step further and talk about like fast food places that you go, and even if you just go get fries from there or something, it's like you're still financially supporting.
Yeah, you are attributing to it, and
it's hard.
It is hard, but like Amy's chili, Amy's soup, all vegan stuff for the most part. I think there's like maybe one flavor of soup that's not vegan, but like Amy's medium chili, it's in a green can, so fucking good, and it's vegan and it's delicious. And like after that, I'm like, I have to find something different because I just the way I felt. But you know, yeah, it's tough because like we don't know all the places, and unless you like own a farm and are doing it yourself, and even still, like people are like, well, you know, I own a farm and I get the eggs myself or I get the milk myself. I've read that, you know, that chickens don't lay as many eggs as they do naturally as they do at a farm, because they keep taking them and they keep laying them, and it just becomes like this
I have a friend who lives in France, and she said that atheists are more respected there than vegans. Thought that was kind of funny because I guess over there they don't do so much factory farming. It's more of like kind of people raising their own animals and stuff. But I thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, God, it's so much different than here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be different. It would be different. Like if it was only ever people just raising their own food, I don't think ever would have been an issue.
The problem is that would raise the price of everything, and it wouldn't be able to be so mass produced. And that's what we are in America. Think of how many chickens have to die to keep all these fast food chains going. Like, think of how many chickens have to be.
Well, like as a vegan, I should not contribute to our capitalist society as I do by being a member of Amazon Prime. I shouldn't shop at Amazon. Nobody should.
I think about that too.
Because fucking Jeff Bezos is a fucking piece of shit who pays his employees shit, and he just makes more money than anybody could ever know what to do with, and doesn't share it with people. Like fuck you, dude. Like, but the convenience of it, but the affordability of it. Like,
I've got it marked on my calendar when my Amazon Prime renews, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a tough decision to make then. Like, do I want to keep contributing to this?
And the problem is, you know, here I am, just fell in love with a fucking TV show that has fucking positive queer representation. The Wilds.
That's a pickle.
It is a pickle.
We got a resolution here. To not be afraid to be myself politically, religiously. I've done this on a small scale, but I'm ready to be louder. That's awesome. I feel like I took a small step forward with that this year, but I can do the same. Obviously, not everybody knows about this YouTube channel, my podcast, and what I'm doing, but I feel that for sure. I took a step forward with posting that I'm an atheist and posting that I voted for Biden, and so I took some small steps, but definitely that's one thing I want to do too.
Yeah, see, I posted that I'm queer, but I didn't post that I voted for Biden, although that should be obvious. But, you know, because, like, the right wants me to be dead and not exist anymore. But,
yeah. Every year I have the resolution that I want to read more. And I usually do better each year, but it's so hard with the social media addiction and shit, especially doing what I'm doing, where I'm literally, that's what I do. I post on social media all the time. I record videos and I upload them and I fucking respond to comments. And
I'm
I'm
just
like,
over here pointing at all the books I've never read that I've had for like 25 years.
that's why it makes the most sense for me to listen to audiobooks while I'm doing something else. So if I go walk, for a while there, I was walking 5 miles every day. If I do that, then I could. What?
Sorry, you don't know. Why don't you walk?
Oh,
It ain't but
do walk
37,
wonderful.
it ain't but 37 miles. Yeah. If y'all
I was
don't know what that
walking
is.
5 miles a day. Doing that, you can knock out like a book every couple weeks or so. So
Again, fucking inside joke. That's from my ex-husband. And I snorted. I'm sorry about that.
download What I Believe by Bertrand Russell. Yeah, I saw that. I think I might have actually added that to my queue on there. I still want to read Why I'm Not a Christian by him also, but I got so many books on my fucking to read, to listen to list.
I'm personally trying to get through my real estate course, and that's mostly what I come up with my books.
Vegans aren't superior. Yeah.
No.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's just a matter of like Laura said, any step in the right direction is a step, and a lot of people aren't taking those steps at all.
Absolutely. Because the thing is, the biggest problem is the amount of physical real estate it's taking to feed the animals that are feeding people, instead of just the people eating the food that
You
takes up
just see
that
what the
resource.
animals would. Yeah.
Like, it's like trifold or some shit. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Thanks, Engaging Tragedy. I appreciate you hanging out all night here. Signing off. Thank you. It's like somebody asked Alex O'Connor. I don't know if you know him, but he's Cosmic Skeptic on YouTube. He's a big vegan too, though. And they were like, if you were on an island and the only thing you could eat was, then there was a pig there and that was the only thing you could eat, would you? And he was like, what's the pig eating? I would just eat what the pig's eating.
Exactly.
like,
Yeah, it's a good point. And also, the wilds actually brings that issue into play. I'm telling you, like, especially if you're a queer person, like if you're a sapphic person at all, like watch the wilds. And if you haven't, watch The Haunting of Bly Manor. And if you haven't watched that, then you also need to watch The Haunting of Hill House, because it's beautifully done.
Too many hauntings.
It's not, though, because Kate Siegel, who is, by the way, her husband is the
Why
one.
does her name ring a bell? Was she the one in that movie where she was deaf?
Yes, Hush. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was hot.
Yeah, she is hot in general, but she plays in both of the Haunting series, but her husband is actually the one who created the series, and she makes sure that adequate fucking queer representation happens, and I fucking love her for that, and it makes me happy in my non-hetero heart. So yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna probably sign off here, but we have made it. We are now in 2021. The coast is clear. We can exhale.
Maybe.
I don't know. This year might be worse.
I mean, we still got like the east or the west coast to make it over. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
California and Vegas and all hasn't quite gotten
That's
there
true.
yet.
Even Alabama hasn't made it yet.
Oh yeah, Central Time.
Central Time's still not there yet. So
it's true. But if you want to join my personal Zoom, Broseph, you can do that, because I'm
gonna hop over to the Atheist Roundtable. I know they have a New Year's Eve thing going on. I'm gonna probably hang out in the chat there. I might join in their stream too, but I don't know. But if not, I'll let you know.
Let me know.
All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out.
Thanks for tolerating me.
Happy New Year.